What if I told you there's a simple rule, a little shift in how you think that could unlock pretty much all of your untapped potential? Let's get into it. Let's explore how you can become truly unstoppable.
Okay, so it all kicks off with this kind of startling number, 2%. According to the folks at the Stanford Brain Institute, most of us were only using about 2% of our actual brain power. I mean, just 2%. The rest, it's just lying dormant, waiting. So you do the math, right? That leaves this huge, massive 98% of our potential just sitting on the sidelines, waiting to be unlocked. It's this incredible reserve that we can tap into the second we decide we want it. So the million-dollar question is, what's keeping that door locked?
Well, it turns out there are two main culprits. They're called the twin bindings, and they're basically the two forces holding our full potential hostage. So on one hand, you've got helplessness. You know that feeling? That paralyzing fear that you might fail, that little voice in your head whispering about what they might think or say. And then you've got its twin, habit. Oh, we all know this one. These are our comfort zones, right? The familiar, instinct-driven loops that keep us running in place even when we know deep down we're not getting anywhere. You put them together, and they literally form the bars of a prison we build for ourselves, keeping that 98% just out of our reach. And this really, really gets to the heart of that whole what they might say fear. The truth is, and this is kind of funny when you think about it, people aren't really thinking about you at all. They're way too busy being the main character in their own story, worrying about their own drama. So that fear we're all carrying around, it's basically a ghost. It's not real. Okay, so if fear and habit are the poison, what's the antidote? Well, it's a super powerful combo of two things, desire and knowledge. It's like this. The more you learn about the person you want to become, the more knowledge you get, the stronger that desire grows. And the stronger your desire, the more you start to actually believe, hey, maybe I can do this. All right, so how do we actually do this? The first practical step is something called the process of elimination. Think of it like tending to your inner garden. But the first thing you have to do is pull out all the weeds. You know, we so often think success is all about adding more money, more followers, more stuff. But what this idea suggests is that real progress, it actually starts with subtraction. It's all about clearing out the clutter to make space for the things that truly matter to grow. So what are these weeds exactly? Well, they're those people who just drain your energy. They're the unhealthy foods that make you feel sluggish, the endless, mindless scrolling on your phone. See how this works? This is how you go to war with that binding force of habit we talked about. By getting rid of anything that works against the person you want to be, you're not just clearing space, you're actively shattering the cycles that kept you stuck. Okay, so once the garden is weeded, it's time to plant something new in your daily life. And listen, this isn't about creating some rigid, punishing routine. No, instead, it's about learning how to negotiate your perfect day. So many of us, we create these hyper-disciplined schedules that honestly feel like, as the source calls it, a bloody prison. And then we're shocked when we procrastinate. The secret is to stop being a tyrant to yourself and start being more of a caring negotiator. And the process is actually pretty simple. First, you just ask yourself, seriously, what would my best possible day actually look like? Let yourself dream a bit. Then you schedule it, but you treat it like a negotiation. You plan for your responsibilities, for sure, but you also consciously plan for your rewards. And finally, and this is so important, you aim for just 50% accuracy to start. The goal is not perfection, it's progress. Hitting half your goals is way, way better than hitting zero, and it builds that precious momentum. Because think about it, if you can hit 50% this week, and then you just aim for, say, 51% next week, what you're doing is creating this incredibly powerful upward spiral. These tiny little improvements, they make you unstoppable over time. It's not about one giant leap. It's about that consistent upward trend. That's the real magic. All right, these daily actions are the foundation. They're crucial, but they need to be powered by something bigger, by a larger mindset, one that's all about service, significance, and honestly, just daring to dream big. You know, we often get stuck chasing fame, but fame, it can disappear in an instant. The argument here is that true, lasting greatness, it's all about service. The moment you shift your focus from what can I get to what can I give, success has this funny way of finding you. This idea of service-based leadership is just so powerful. It's not about your job title or rank. It's about a choice you make, a decision to actually look after the people in your charge. When you bring that level of care and excellence to whatever it is you do, you become unforgettable.
And that spirit of service, it shouldn't hold you back. It should actually empower you to dream even bigger. The only real ceiling on what you can achieve is the one you put there yourself with small, timid dreams. You've got to give yourself permission to think big. Okay, let's bring all this home. Let's bundle this all up into a final actionable daily practice that can help you build this unstoppable reality, one single day at a time. So instead of just beating yourself up over your failures, start dissecting your successes. Be thankful for what's already working in your life. Every single day, write down your small wins. Every single win is like a deposit into your confidence bank account. You're just building up that momentum, that self-belief, brick by brick. And finally, this is your new mantra. I literally want you to look yourself in the mirror and say it. Say it over and over until you feel it in your bones. I am unstoppable. Because when your thoughts, your emotions, and your life's energy are all pointed in the same direction, you become a force of nature. So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Just forget all the limitations for a second. Forget about that 2%. If you truly deep down knew that you could not fail, what one great thing would you dare to dream? Just think about that, because that's where your other 98% is waiting for you.